Hi, my name's Andrew Berry and welcome to At the Bench's YouTube channel. Now, safety is really important when it comes to a jewellery workshop. There's all sorts of accidents waiting to happen. Some you might not even notice. One of those accidents that could happen is when you're using files. When you buy a file, you just buy the file on its own, and then you have to buy a file handle to go with it, for the handle to go on the file. Sometimes you want to save money. Sometimes you're making shortcuts and you never ever want to try and put up with shortcuts or saving money by not buying a file handle. What do I mean by this? Well, this is a simple ring file. It's not a brand new one, admittedly. And you've got this tang that comes down here. Nice tapered piece of metal. The idea is you get your file handle, and I've got a film on YouTube already showing how to put a file into a file handle. And the file handle is there for two reasons really. One is to hold on to it, to give you a nice hold on the file, to get a lot of motion going forwards with it. And the other way is the fact that it stops this sharp point here from sticking in the palm of your hand. Now imagine the scenario, you buy a new file, you think, I'm just going to do some filing, I'm not going to bother about putting a file handle onto it. And you put that into your hand like this. And you're filing away, and that point happens to catch. And what's going to happen is that tang, although it isn't really sharp, if you're putting a lot of force behind that file, that tang is going to go into the fleshy part of your hand and stab into this part of your hand. That is going to put you out of action for quite a few weeks. The same goes with needle files, although not as desperate when it comes to needle files that you need a needle file handle, although you can buy them. But the principle is exactly the same, although you normally do delicate jobs with a needle file, so it's not as important. But there's a couple of products that you can use to protect the tangs, make a bit of a handle, instead of buying these file handles. There's two products that I'm going to show you today. One is called Jet Set. This is from Rio Grande in the US, and it comes in this sort of granular, almost like pelleted form. The other product is GRS Thermo Loc, and it comes in these grey bars like this, and it's pretty hard. This is pelleted. And the advantage with these plastics is that when you put them in hot water, they soften. And you can mold them then into whatever you want the mold to be. This instance I'm going to show you just to protect the ends of the files, the tangs. There's lots of ways you can use this, especially if you want to hold some small delicate objects, whether you want to drill them or hold on to them when you want to set them. They're too small to hold in your hand. You can use these types of plastics in that situation. But let me just quickly show you what I mean. I've got a bowl. Yeah, it's my old, it's my daughter's own cereal bowl. And you need some hot water. We're going to put some hot water into this, as you can see. And I'm going to show you with Jet Set. You can also use a microwave just to warm this plastic up. What you must obviously never do is put metal in a microwave. But you can put these strips into a microwave. You can even use a hot air gun, like a hot air stripper, to soften this as well, and that does just as good a job. But what we can do, I'm going to quickly just show you with this Jet Set. It's a thermosetting plastic. And the idea is you get sort of like a handful of this and you literally just drop it into the water. And as you drop it into the water, let me bring this a bit nearer to the camera so you can see. It all starts to stick together. Ow, this water is quite hot still. So as you pour it in there, the plastic, the pellets immediately start to warm up and soften. And I'm going to use my tweezers to get this out of here, because this was boiling water. And what you'll find is that it'll actually all stick together, as we've got in here. So it's all very granular. It looks still hard plastic, but in fact, when you squeeze it, it is really, really soft. Now the advantage you've got with this is you can squeeze it and shape it in the palm of your hand, and before it really sets, you can mold it, you can adapt it, you can put it into the jaws of your vise, you can use it for holding lots of things. You can bend it into position, and as this cools down, excuse this is the microphone for my close-up camera. As this cools down, it starts to set. So thermosetting plastic, it sets with temperature. And then obviously then it sets and it becomes rigid again. You want to soften it, you put it back in some hot water, it softens and you can use it and shape it again. Same with the Thermo Loc from GRS. And what we're going to do is just quickly form it into a nice handle for our needle file. Now you can shape it into a ball, you can shape it into a handle shape that looks like this, not a problem. I like to shape it into my hand, into this part of my hand, so it fits nicely and my fingers come round. Let's remove that now. So I'm just going to hold this in my hand and I'm just going to squeeze it into, or roll it into more like a sausage shape as we've got here. And I'm going to squeeze that into a position that I quite like. Just like that there, we got that, fits into that my hand very nicely. Then I'm going to get the handle of my needle file and just simply push it down through the center of what we have there, and we can just shape the end a bit nicer like that. So now the needle file will go in and we've got a nice hand grip that fits perfectly. So my thumb comes by here, my fingers fit very nicely. And now we've got a nice handle. You want to make sure that you can remove the handle before the Thermo Loc sets, sorry, the jet set sets. Just twist the handle a few times, just so that will go in and out. And then you can swap over that particular handle with a different needle file and you've got good protection. There is no way now that this tang here is going to stick into your hand, and you've got nice accurate control with that needle file, and in a few minutes that will set into something that is nice and hard. Don't like that? You want to reshape it? Put it back in hot water, it'll soften, use it for something else. Have a tang like this, warm this back up, put that into the end there, and you've got a nice shaped handle to use with your file. And this is what I love about this material. It is so adaptable. There's lots and lots of uses for this all around the workshop. We use this really often in, here we go, this scenario that we've got here. Although this is Thermo Loc. This is a simple T-piece of aluminium that we put some Thermo Loc on the top, and with this then we can hold that into our GRS Benchmate system, and we can put some small objects into the table here once this is softened to be able to hammer, to engrave, to drill, and you've got a great hold of that without having to try and hold a delicate item, and you get the chance of drilling into your thumb, into your finger and so forth. And when you want to get it back out, you just warm it back up with a hot air gun or put it in some hot water to release what you've put into the top by there. So that is Rio Grande's Jet Set and GRS's Thermo Loc, a brilliant thermosetting plastic that enables you to become nice and safe in your workshop. You won't get any nasty marks or any nasty impalements into this part of your hand. Perfectly safe. This is nice and hard now. That comes out, no trouble. Put in the next needle file, nice and safe, an interchangeable needle file handle. My name's Andrew Berry for At The Benches YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, please subscribe if you haven't done already, and also please give me a thumbs up and also comment in the comments section down below. Love to read what you have to say, whether you've used Jet Set or Thermo Loc and what other uses you've put these products to use. My name is Andrew Berry for At The Benches YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.